Hello, good afternoon, and welcome to the Midday News. The news is live on Joy 99.7 FM here in Accra. In Kumasi, it's live. Laura FM in Laura. We're also on Sky FM in Sunya. And you can also listen live on Spotify and myjoyonline.com app. Reinstated by the Governing Council. We're live there. This afternoon, also, NDC demands details of public funds spent on Town Hall. Asset offense on that. Also, government describes as negative propaganda. Recent rating by Moody's.
It's just hypocritical. And I don't think we should give attention to this kind of negative propaganda against Africa.
Also, this afternoon, as transport car strapped, leaking roof, no vehicle, an inability to pay board members on time. The sad state of the Ghana Law Reform Commission.
We don't have computers.
We have that, plus in sports, an 8-year project which has delivered the African Cup of Nations football tournament and future full of promise for the Senegalese team led by talisman Sadio Mane. That and more here on the Midday News with me, Emefa Apau. Many thanks for choosing Avoke to serve his unexpired term. The Winneba High Justice Abuaje Tando also charged the university to reinstate the other 4 principal officers who were unlocked with members of the university's
governing council reconciliation. We cannot fault mindful of some of our council. We're thankful has made this deal.
Kujonyako is there for us. Richard, let's first
the mini statement of professor sure that this was done, and so the council, and so that was what happened. And when after that, the University of Education Governing Council is the acting VC. It is not a term. Only involvement is with Professor Avoke. And since the rest people that are also left.
Well, but what said?
He has been hugely shaken. I mean, so it comes as a great, they need to talk about unity steps.
Bringing us a late tenure. Now, government has this afternoon and President Eko, the agency justified the downgrade by pointing out liquidity impact of such negative ratings on the economy.
We need to guard against the continuing consequential stranglehold of the rating agencies, resulted in the downgrading of many African countries, exacerbating even more their funding challenges. Furthermore, SDR 100 billion agreed to at the Paris summit in May 2021.
Well, we can now hear from Deputy Finance Minister John Kuma, who is describing the ratings as negative propaganda and must be ignored.
Ghana particularly has rejected these ratings from Moody's. We have issued a statement who has never even traveled to Ghana before. You sit before your desktop and look at documents and downgrade a country without even fiscally engaging the people.
Are you suggesting Moody's manufactured these figures, that they did not do the right due diligence?
The basis, we don't agree with the basis of those analyses. And we have made it plainly to them that, first of all, you cannot seek to downgrade a country in the midst of this pandemic when all your basis of this downgrade is that Ghana has overspent in COVID. I want to ask which country in the world has not overspent because of COVID? Why are they not done?
Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kuma there. Well, some
from the government circles is quite unfortunate because these agencies change their models, right? The models they're using to great companies, great sovereign entities like Ghana, across Africa, everywhere, remove the model they use have changed.
Reading the report, I thought that the Moody's rating was actually quite magnanimous to the government because they said that they've kept our outlook as stable because of the government pre-pandemic finance minister is at the reaction generally. But the substance of what is there, I don't think there's much to dispute. In terms of in the 2022 budget, we are going to rely more on domestic financing. The fact that it has the potential to crowd out the
government to make public funds expended on the recent e-levy town halls. We've seen one happen in the East Conference. The party demanded the immediate termination of the town hall. George Opariado is National Youth Organizer for the party.
By giving concrete reasons, and they should also tell us how much they are spending. They are down. They would have spent more than the 6 billion that they intend to recover from the e-levy. And it's a wasteful expenditure, and they should desist from embarking on those useless town hall meetings they are not.
That's the youth wing is also getting ready to hit the streets in protest of the electronic levy. But do we now have an alternative from the party in terms of proposals to replace the e-levy?
So, Emefa, that demonstration is on Thursday, and they have put together. NDC argues that India, when they were in government, the finance minister at the time, Secretary, taxed, some banks. Again, there were concerns about how government must.
Alone, mobile money transactions exceeded $500 million. What it simply means is that they made more profits. The NDC is not against taxation. All we are saying is that financial institutions are making abnormal profits. What President Mills and President Mahama did, why is Kenoforiata refusing to tax financial institutions and insurance companies? Because this enterprise group is making so much from the states, and the amount of money is given. If they want innovation, the NDC have an array of ideas to supply them with. Tax the right sources. The extractive industry is still available. Tax the extractive industry and don't tax the poor Ghanaian who is already suffering at your parents.
That's George Opariado, once again, the National Youth Organizer of the NDC. Now, transport operators are colleague Isaac Kofieje of our research desk joins me in studio with data on the current living.
So, pre-COVID, according to the Ghana Living Standard Survey, round 7, the average household expenditure in Ghana is about. So, household in the highest class spend on average 53 cedis per day, and this is almost 4 times the daily expense. Only 26.7% of respondents indicated that their total income increased, while 68.2% indicated that in strategy to deal with the negative impact of COVID-19 since March 2020. The most common coping strategy include, and of course, they were also borrowing from friends and family members to survive.
Okay. Well, Kofi, thank you for painting that picture for us. Some people have been reacting to this. We'll get to hear from them.
To affect us a lot because when the leaders should look at it so that the fuel price will rather come down.
Okay, so definitely it's going to affect us. It's on a higher side and definitely it's going to affect us. So we will plead with the government if the other taxes on it, which can be taken out for us to be cushioned.
1 cedi 30 pesos. It will affect us so much. So cost of goods, items will also increase.
So we are appealing to the government to do something about the.
Now, I'm at the tunnel. About from church, almost see. Almost doing lorry fare no. I didn't know who plan us up on because of lorry fare. On to me, talk at the top for you.
Well, some of your views there, and currently the Transport Ministry is meeting these transport operators and on the 30% proposal. But employers who have not paid SNIT contributions of their workers by April this year will be prosecuted. This warning is coming from the Social Security Law on the Joy News channel. Acting Public Affairs Manager Charles Akwe-Gershon indicated some employers are refusing to pay despite the grace period.
But you can't take all of them to court at the same time. The court will be overwhelmed with some of these. So gradually we try to use this softer approach to get them to comply. So once take advantage of the period to come and negotiate or to pay up, we will have to institute legal action. Really not penalty. Yes, people will say, oh, SNED is being too hard. But if you don't take that action, it means we cannot pay you your benefit when you retire.
Well, Legal Services Manager at SNET, Emmanuel Saki.
Negotiate when they fall into arrest or find themselves. So anytime you are unable to pay for some obvious reason, come to the branch office where you are. It is when you don't come and then the arrears keep piling. We won't wait till 6 months before we come after you. After 1, 2...
On the Joy News show, The Law with Samson Ladi and Yenene. This is the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. You also live on Love 99.5 FM in Kumasi, myjoyonline.com, and also live on Facebook. Our top stories: heavy police presence at the University of Education. Winneba as dismissed Vice Chancellor of the University, Professor Mauto Avoke, is reinstated by the Governing Council. We've also been hearing from government as they describe the African Cup of Nations football tournament and future full of promise for the Senegalese team led by talisman Sadio Mane.
Sadio Mane delivers.
This bulletin is live in the Volta region on Jubilee Radio Keta, Volta Premier and Kekali Radio in Ho, Poly Radio in Kofrodia. In the northern region, we are on Bishara Radio, Radio 123 and Radio Justice in Tamale. And in Savannah region, in Upper West, we're live on Radio Sonmale in Wa, Radio Freed in Nandom, Radio Wa in Wa and Bolu FM in Bolu. In the Bono East region, we're on Gaskia FM in Tech, Radio Max in Takrady.
Thanks for staying with us here.
We have an interesting story on how Senegal won the African Cup of Nations. It is an 8-year project that was put together by the president of the Senegalese Football Federation and my colleague Mubarak Haruna.
Cup of Nations title. Aliou Cissé's boys won the 2021 edition of the competition after beating Egypt 4-2 on penalties. President Macky Sall has declared Monday a public holiday. It was a 10-year project that saw the Lions reach the quarter-final of the tournament in 2017 Zimbabwe before draws against Guinea and Malawi. The Lions peaked from the round of 16, where they managed wins against Cape Verde, Equatorial Guinea, and Burkina Faso. This was a tournament that served fans with goals and red cards. It was also a tournament that 8 people lost their lives, with dozens injured when host Cameroon played Comoros. A difficult moment for African football, but in the end, football stood tall.
Do you know how it feels to be African Cup of Nations champion?
Right now, I feel like a Senegalese.
Your great-grandfather is a Senegalese. No, it is a background conversation.
Okay, thank you very much, Putel, with the latest from the world of sports. Now, cash-strapped, leaking roof, no vehicle, and inability to pay board members on time are some of the many draft bills under it, and inability to deliver on time. Head of the committee.
In 1968, the Law Reforms Commission exists to review the law, both statutory and otherwise, with a view to systematically develop and reform it, including in particular the modification of the law and consideration of Parliament, the draft law on defamation, the criminalization of attempted suicide bill, injuries and compensation bill, review of the small arms law, draft Muslim and divorce bill, and others. But getting these done is...
For meetings, we are not able to pay them. The issue of per diem of officers who go on trips outside Accra. We do not have any vehicle for the legal directorate to go on their research duties outside Accra. Sometimes they have to go to the state transport terminal. They will miss the bus or travel in the night, the dangers associated with it. And the last time a vehicle was purchased was in 1997.
But the Attorney General and Minister for Justice, Godfrey Yeboah-Adame, says the Commission had simply been shy to state
the for urgent resolution. Air conditioners of this media review that usually comes up, you require computers that you require.
Based report, nearly for many of them means one mother and her journey.
She just does not hear anything. Vida Anagbla is Clara's mother.
Yet to speak.
Little Clara has not begun to learn proper language.
She has never called me mother.
Art support for people who with parenting has,
and we do our best to know that because
today he worried what she
about building situation, infrastructure, pledging his commitment towards timely completion. Mr.
Commitment to the successful completion of the 3-unit classroom block for the Brima Chamra GA Basic School. The Esukuma Odobem Brakwa District Chief Executive Lawrence Edutia Esiong personally escorted 8 trucks of sand to the construction site to fill the foundation. He organized an excavator to move to site the trips of laterite required for the hydrophone block production. Expressing the district's
about this, I was on radio and I saw a text message that, hey, your district is...
Otherwise caused the assembly a lot more to be able to provide.
If we were taking the entire project to execute, we would understand how much it was going to cost. Commitment that we need to give to support that. I think it's in good cause. And so we will be committed to the project.
Well, so that's our classroom project, and you can cross the country, and that's how we end today's edition of the Midday News here on Joy 99.7 FM. There's more news when you log on to myjoyonline.com, and police officers allegedly assault Connect FM at myjoyonline.com. Living Word with Pastor Mental Tabil is up.
Charlie, you know say DSTV they do something give you any series, more movies, more fun. Wow!